Allotmentgate takes its name from the American Watergate. Lies, deceit, and a vain attempt at a cover-up. It is the story of a small farm at Holbeach in Lincolnshire, who had some land rented from Holbeach Parish Council, and when some of the land was encroached upon by householders, instead of reinstating the boundaries, it was easier to cover it up. And then a campaign started to put the small farmer out of business, to really cover it up. It begins in the 90s, and in the year of 2000 a Fuji 6800 digital camera was purchased to record the ongoings. In 2009 the camera developed problems, and a Rolly Movie Time DV5 was purchased, bringing video to the fore. In the autumn of 2009 it was realised that the movie programme could be used to bring what had been happening to life on the screen, and the Allotmentgate DVDs began. To be made by a farmer with no formal training certainly surprised a lot of people. Part 1 was the beginning, and told the story of how the allotments was acquired and the raising of the rents. Part 2 was the plot thickens, which showed the measuring of the building plot and where the boundaries should be and weren't. Part 3 was the Enigma machine, which covered the report presented by Councillor Nick Worth at the Holbeach Parish Council meeting of October 2000, when he said making sense of Mr Poll's documentation nearly needed the Enigma machine if it had not been stolen from Bletchley Park. The DVD trashed his report as a pack of lies it was. At the end of his report he said Mr Poll should take his accusations to the district auditor, as he had a clear conscience. Mr Poll did do, and the auditor said, "Who is Councillor Worth?" That was covered in the aftermath, Part 4. Part 5 was the new fence, and a new chapter, when another householder claimed land, part of the Parish Council's tenancy agreement. Part 6 was the alpha male, and centred on the cover-up and the writing of letters by Councillor Mail to the Crown Estate, the Parish Council's landlords, claiming Mr Poll had done things that he had not. Part 7 was arson and out, where the tenant had suffered vandalism and arson, and the Crown Estate were not interested in recovering the piece of land fenced in the householder's garden, and had started taking the line, well, if we can get rid of the little farmer, he won't want the allotments, and then we can cover everything up. Part 8 was a late arrival, not until the summer of 2010. With the previous DVDs circulating, the Parish Council had voted for the reinstatement of their boundaries, following Richard Bramley not replying to the Council and not providing them with a new plan. Part 8 appears to show that the Crown Estate's head office was engaged in a cover-up supporting their agents, Carter Jonas. Part 9, A Crown of Thorns, was made in November 2010 and takes its lead from a variety of daffodils. With Mr Poll losing the business tenancy and ultimately the farm, the incoming tenant, the Baird Farming Company, progressed to lift Mr Poll's daffodils and sold some as bridal crown, but Mr Poll did not grow bridal crown. The video also tells of how the farm's machinery was sold off, how a hedge was cut down and dropped on some of the machinery to damage it, and how some of it was burnt, denying Mr. Poll of the money. A story of political persecution.